Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. I'm a few minutes behind, but God. We thank Him for His traveling mercy, bringing us from Kentucky this morning. We went to see the baby, so of course, I'm very, very happy. I got my fix in. So we thanking Him for bringing us from one spot to the other. Good morning, sis Michelle. Also, we're going to keep lifting up those that are bereaved this morning. We're going to keep lifting up those that are sick and shut in this morning. Please check on your people. If you haven't, excuse me, if you haven't seen them, if you haven't heard from them, please check on your people. COVID is still alive and well. It's not as deadly, but it's still alive and well. And of course, with other things, we're thanking God for just keeping us, letting us see another day that wasn't promised to us. We're thanking God for not making our bed our cooling board and not making our last night our last night. We're asking prayer for, like I said, those that are bereaved, that have lost a loved one, that families are transitioning. We want to keep Al's family and lifted up as he travels to Austin, Texas at the end of the week for Uncle Willie's funeral. He was the patriarch of the family. He passed away last week, one day before his 98th birthday. But how many know that God is still good? He lived 97 good years, married to the same woman for 75 years. So you want to talk about goals? Those are relationship goals right there. Married to the same woman for 75 years. He was a man's man. And I swear to you, they don't make up like that anymore. He was a man's man. So we're praying for the family. I know they're going to miss him, but Uncle Willie didn't want to be kept alive artificially. And at 97 years, he knew he was blessed beyond measure, because you got people that don't even live 29 years. So we're thanking God for his legacy, and we're asking you to keep Al lifted up in your prayer as he makes the journey down to be with his family. So I see that people are on, and if I were you, I would go ahead and hit the share button now. I rushed here up this highway, making sure that I was able to get this on before the service started. So good morning, Big Herb, and good morning, Willie, and everyone. I see my sister, I see my daughter, I see all you guys. Good morning, Terry, Reverend Terry, Nikki, everybody. So go ahead and share this. Lexi, call your mom, call your grandma, make sure your grandma's on here. So the title is The If and Then, but No Why. So let me say that again. The if and then, but we don't care about the why. So now, after I have given you my if you do this and my then this is going to happen, then I don't care about your why you did it. I don't care if I've already given you the stipulations. Now, hear me out. I know there are always going to be exceptions to the rule. But in most cases, I'm standing 10 toes down that I don't care about your why. Now, when I say I don't care, no, I mean it. I don't care about why. If I tell you, if you do this, then I'm going to do this, or then this is going to happen, and you do it anyway, and what I said was going to happen, or what I said I was going to do, I'm going to do it, then I don't care why you did it. Because if your why was really, really important, you would have come to me first. Hey, Mom. Hey, Yas. Hey, Sister First Lady Dela Cruz. So you would have come to me first with your why. But if I've already given you my, if you do this, then I'm going to do this, then don't come at me later with, well, why I did, the reason why I don't care why you did it at that point. So now, like most times, I like to give you some definitions of words to go along with my message, and today is no different. So now these three simple words, if, then, and why, are used throughout our entire life. And although they are small words, if, then, and why, they pack a powerful punch. Now, the definition of the word if is a condition. So if you go in there, if you take that, if you do that, it's a considered a condition or supposition. And the word then means next or after. So if you do this, the next thing is going to happen, or after you, this is what's going to happen. And then there's the word why, which means a reason or an explanation. But today, your why is your excuse, and I don't have time for excuses. Hey, Sister Felicia, Dr. Smith, I don't have time for your excuses. Now, they're saying that a why is a reason or explanation. Sometimes an explanation is an excuse, just a long, big-winded excuse. And I don't care. Because if I've already told you, if you do this, then this is going to happen. So, with all that being said, let me give you the topic again. If after I have given you my if and my then, I don't care about your why. I said what I said. See, this kind of statement is made, when this kind of statement is made, is usually done in a threatening manner. And the older I get, the more this statement makes sense to me. Not only does it make good sense, but it shows that a person is no longer playing games with them. So I'm done playing games with you. I done told you if you do this, that I'm going to do this, and then don't come at me with your why. See, if I say to you, do this, if you do this, I'm going to do that. When you're dealing with your children, this should always come in handy. But the thing about using this statement on your kids is the most important thing has to be your follow through. Your follow through. My sister, who is on here, taught me this a long, long time ago. See, she's a therapist, always been a therapist, and she's the owner of a foster care agency. So you know the kind of kids she's dealing with. And she has always said that you have to do whatever you said you would do if they decide to go against your rules or your wishes. And so when my nephews, Andre and Rob, lived in the house with her, she played no games. She was consistent. If you do this, I'm going to do this. And then we ain't going to talk about it. And she meant all of that. So kids, and I dare say some adults, will try you until you give them exactly what they're looking for. You got that right, Sister Felicia. As a nurse, if you don't take your medicine, then your blood pressure is going to stay high. Then you're looking, and so when a stroke comes down the line, don't tell me why you didn't take your medicine. Because the doctor already told you. The pharmacist already told you. See, now I'm off script now. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I'm off script now. The pharmacist told you. They give you directions. Take it like this. Take it as prescribed. Don't take it when you want to take it. Don't take it after you have eaten something that you shouldn't have ate. And then now your head is hurting. Your chest is pounding. Your vision is blurred because your pressure is up. Because them people told you, if you don't take this medicine, then your pressure is going to stay up. And then there's a chance you're going to have a stroke. I want to hear it. Don't come crying like, oh, I don't know why this happened to me. You know exactly why it happened to you. So you could tell that to somebody else, but you're not going to be able to tell it to me. See, like I said, kids, and I dare say some adults, most adults, will try you until you give them what they're looking for. And even if they don't get their way the first or second or third time, that's not going to stop them from trying you, because you know what they're checking? They're checking your level of consistency. And you've all seen this with kids. If you tell your kid, don't touch that, I'm going to pop you. They touch it, you pop them. They touch it again, you pop them. They touch it the third time, you don't pop them. They got you. because you already said, if you touch this, I'm going to pop you. So they're going to keep trying you until they get their desired results. But you got to stay on them. You got to stay at their neck. If you say, you touch this, I'm popping you every single time. If y'all got to sit there and it's 20 times, if they can take it, you can dish it out. My mom used to say that to my niece. She said, you step down in that street, I'm going to pop them legs. She would step down, looking at my mom like, Grandma, what you going to do? And my mom would pop her. And my mom said to her, and this is my niece Portia, I can give it out as long as you can take it. So, for instance, if you make a threat to them, like, if you don't improve your grades, then you will be put on punishment. When their grades don't improve, don't you go back on your word. Because then kids need consistency. Whether they beg for it or ask for it or anything, you have to be consistent with those kids. Because you know what? The world is going to be. Their job is going to be. College professors are going to be. The police are going to be consistent. So you have to teach them consistency. If your grades don't improve, you're going on punishment for whatever punishment you have for them. But you make sure you follow through. Because if you don't follow through, all you're doing is making noise in the air. And they're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. She ain't going to do nothing because last time my grades were bad, she didn't do nothing. She just said, okay, you got 2 weeks. They know that. They're not going to say it to you. But if you could read their minds, they're saying, she's just blowing smoke. He ain't going to do nothing. I'm his baby girl. He not going to put me on punishment. You have to follow through. On your job, there's plenty of instances where if and then and the why come into play. See, if you call off too many times, then you would lose your job. You know that. It's in the rule book. When you first start that first week of orientation, you get all the rules. So you know you got this many, Jesus, thank you, sister, thank you, Dr. Smith. You have this many call-ins before you get the verbal, the written, the suspension, and the acts. So why are you surprised when you've already had the verbal, you've already had the written, we already gave you a couple days to think about it, and now you lost your job? And that's when you want to come at them with the why. Well, the reason why, we don't care. Because we have a job to do. It's a business. At my hospital, if a nurse doesn't show up, that means another nurse got to pick up your slack. Now, like I said at the beginning, there's always exceptions to the rule. Sometimes you can't help it. But see, this is the reason why you don't use your call-in days. This is why you don't burn those call-in days. Because you never know when you're going to truly need to call in. But you called in because you went to the club last night and you too tired to come to work. Okay, well, that's an occurrence. And then the next week, somebody got sick and you had to stay off. That's an occurrence. Because regardless of why you did it, it's an occurrence. And maybe this isn't the job for you. Maybe now isn't the time for you to work a full-time job because you still want to go to the club and then you still want to drag your hungover self, your whatever, still wearing club makeup, still got club nails on and club eyelashes about to fly you away. You come up into the job like that. You got a hangover and you don't want us to make you do any work. Man, bye. That and none of that's on my paper. I'm just telling you. Okay, let me give you another one. As a nurse, if I make too many mistakes, if I pass too many wrong meds, you think them people finna play with me? You think they gonna let me hurt a patient that's in their hospital under their care because I didn't take my time? I didn't take the time to read. I didn't take the time to follow instructions. I didn't take the time to ask the patient what their name was, what their date of birth is. I didn't take the time, so I'm giving you the wrong med because I'm giving you your neighbor's med because I'm in a rush. I'm coming in here. Man, you're not going to do that too many times. Because let me tell you what happens in the hospital. When you make a med error, you call the doctor and you, not the charge nurse, not the director, not the manager, you, because they didn't make the med error, you did. So it's your responsibility to call the doctor and tell the doctor what happened. And if you're anything like me, you only take one time. You only take one time. Because when you know better, you do better. But them people are not going to play with me at the hospital if I got a med error once a day. Because then the pharmacy is involved, the director, everybody's involved, and the patient. So they don't want me back in their room. They can't trust me. So if I don't read the instructions, if I don't do the 5 checks to make sure I have the right patient, then I'm going to make a med error, and they don't care why. Did you do the 5 checks? No, because nope. Because remember, I told you no is a complete sentence. Did you do the 5 checks that you're supposed to do before you pass the med to that patient? No, because nope. They don't want to hear that. So that's a verbal. They don't play with you with that. So I'm telling you, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then this happens. We don't care about the why. People's lives are at stake. Children, kids, 16-year-olds, new drivers. If them people at the DMV say you have a permit and you can't have kids in the car with you, only a licensed driver, and you get pulled over with kids in the car with you, even though your parents said, don't have them kids in that car because you know you're not allowed to have them in the car. And when you get pulled over, don't even call me. Don't call me and say, Mom, could you come get us? Could you come get me? Because the police stopped me and I got these kids in the car. Nope. Because I'm going to come. But I'm come getting keys. I'm come getting permits. I'm come getting you. I'm not getting them kids because those kids weren't mine. I didn't get those kids instructions. I said, if you drive and then you put other kids in the car, then the police stop you. I don't want to hear why, because I don't care what those kids were doing. They should have been in the car. That's not your responsibility to get them home from whatever. That's not on my paper either. But I'm just telling y'all. In our families, there are plenty of times we use these 3 words. Like I said, when you tell your adult children, if you do this, then this is going to happen, and I'm not going to be here to help you. If you buy that car because you see so-and-so with a Charger or a nice black car or some rims, and you can't make your payment, then they're going to repossess your car. And don't come to me with, well, why I didn't pay it. Those people don't care. The bank don't care, or the finance company, or wherever you got the car from. They don't care. All they know is when you signed the contract, when you signed all the paperwork, you said you would make the payment once a month between this. They even give you a grace period. For crying out loud. They even give you a grace period. So it all looked good when you saw your friend driving that Charger and your insurance is through the roof because you're a kid. But I told you not to buy that car. Now, I couldn't stop you because you're an adult. But I told you, if you buy that race car, that's when the insurance looks at it. Then you can't make the payment. I don't care why they come and take it. And don't come to me. I don't care why then you're going to get back on the bus. I don't care why then you're going to Uber or catch a taxi or see if one of them friends can help you out that talked you into it. Maybe they did. I ain't even going to blame the friend. If you tell your adult children, if you quit that job before you have another job, then this other job doesn't come through, and now you can't pay your cell phone bill, which is so important. You can't pay your rent or your share of the rent, your share of the utilities, and then people put you out. I don't care why. I don't care why. Because we already told you, if then this happens, we don't care about your why. I swear we don't. Not that we're hoping that you fail. We really don't ever want our kids to fail, but we want them to listen. And listen, I was a young adult, thought I knew everything, ran from a couple landlords. I understand. I understand. But I had to suffer. I couldn't call back home. My mother and stepdad had 3 other kids still in the house. So while I was in Pittsburgh thinking I was grown and playing house and doing all the things I was doing, I couldn't then become a kid again and say, then people are going to put me out, the landlord look for, no. Then you need to come home, sis. Because I can't take care of your house down there and this house too. You need to come home, sis. So you know what? I didn't even call. Because she said, if you do this, then this is going to happen. So I'm not acting like I never made any mistakes. I'm not acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. Because this is from experience. So I'm telling you, people don't care about, listen to me, and this is for some of the older folks on here. People don't care about your why because your why comes after everything failed. Thank you, Lord, because I didn't even have that. Your why don't give me your why after everything has failed when I've already given you the if and the then. And then you come at me with why? The reason why. I don't care about the reason why. Because did I not tell you that if you did this, then this was going to happen? Yes. So did you do it? Yes. Did this happen? Yes. Then end the discussion. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Absolutely nothing. So the take is, and I want you all to put this in the chat, the take is it's your follow through that's important. You got to keep your follow through. If you threaten, and I don't mean threaten as doing physical harm. I'm saying if you tell them, if you do this, then I'm going to do this. Whatever you said you were going to do, you must do it. Every single time. You must do it. I have people I work with that say, I don't know how to do that. Okay, so guess what? You won't be able to say that after today. So you go in there and you learn with that person. So the next time that case comes up, you can't come at me with that excuse. You got to come at me with something else. Okay, you didn't know how to do it today, but you won't be able to say that after today. That's one of my lines. They hate that. But I don't care. Because you were hired to do this, and this. So that's what you're going to do. Because you're getting a paycheck to do this, and this. And they don't care. So and I'm a team lead. So if I don't order what the doctor needs for his case, and he got a patient that's that's here, and then I run and tell him, I forgot. He doesn't care my why. He doesn't care that I got a brand new grandson. I just came in my head. He don't care about that. Your job is to make sure I have what I need. That's my job. So if I decide to leave work early to head to wherever I want to do, and I don't get what I'm supposed to do, then the doctor can't do his case, or he gotta wait because I gotta borrow it. That ain't a good look. Trust me, that's not a good look. And I want all my doctors, I want them to be able to trust me. I want my staff to know that when you go into that room, you got everything you need. So consistency, your follow through. You might as well not even threaten the kids or threatening somebody and say, if your grades don't go up, you're not cheering. If your grades don't go up, you're not going to that game. If this happens, then this happens, you're not. I don't care why your grades didn't go up. I don't care why. I don't care how much your cheerleading team, I don't care if you're the bottom and you're the base and they can't do it without you. You should have thought of that when you weren't doing what you were supposed to do. So I'm going to get off here, but I got to tell y'all, Al didn't play with this. When it came to Hasim, he was so consistent. When Hasim got taken off teams when the midterm grades came out, not even the final grade, he took them off when those reports came out, the mid reports came out. And he'd already told him, if your grades are bad, you come off that team, bro, because obviously you can't play football and study. Now, he was extreme. As a coach, he wanted to lead by example. So he made Hasim tell his teammates why he wasn't going to be there at the game anymore, why he couldn't play with them anymore. And he made him turn the stuff in front of them. Because then these other kids could not say, well, Coach Allen let his son play with failing grades at midterms, and he didn't do nothing about it. He was still allowed to play. You won't be able to say that one. So there it is, Doc. Oh, for sure the church needs this. For sure the church needs it. Because you know how many times people walk up into that choir stand and don't know the words, don't even have on what we're supposed to have on, ain't been to a rehearsal, but they think it's okay to do that. And the first time you call them. But if we don't set some standards and some rules, then it's always going to be like that. So if the rule is you can't miss 2 rehearsals, you can't sing if you miss 2 rehearsals, then have a seat. But if we don't establish some rules, some ground rules, they're going to do what they want. Because either they want to be seen or I don't know what it is. If I don't know the song, I don't know what we're doing, I ain't going up there. Because everybody know you don't know the words. That's a great example. That's a great example. Ushers, you got to be on post. If you ain't on post, then what? Why do you want an usher? Just to say you're an usher? Why do you want to be a greeter and you never here to greet people? Why do you want to be a greeter and you're nasty and mean to people? So here's the thing. If you're going to greet, you have to be nice to the people because you're the first person they see. And if you don't, then you're no longer going to be a greeter. Don't come at me with why. Don't come to the pastor with, well, I was having a bad day. You should have stayed at home, or you should have got your hips in the church and had a seat and got you a word from the Lord. Because I promise you there was one there for you. But you were so busy I'm not even going, Dr. Smith, I can't. Because that's a word for next week. So remember, once I've given you my if and my then, I don't care about your why. You can take that however you want to take it. I hope you take it in the way I'm trying to give it to you. But I don't care about your why because I got a why for everything. I got an excuse. I can have an excuse why I don't want to get off work after work, been up since 4:30 in the morning and drive to Cincinnati every Tuesday to make sure I'm on post to get that Bible study out so that you guys get a word get the Bible study, get the midweek, and then I go into my rehearsal. I can make an excuse because we have people that live in Cincinnati and don't come to rehearsal. But I'm not getting ready to throw off on nobody. I'm just saying, if I plan to be the director of the choir, I then can't not come to choir rehearsal and show up on Sunday and try to direct something that I have not even practiced. Everybody has an excuse. We don't care about your excuse. Stay home or come in there and sit down. If you don't know the song, sit down. It's okay. We won't be upset because we know we haven't seen you at rehearsal, so sit down. It's okay. If you're having a bad day, if you're in a bad mood and you're a greeter, sit down. Don't go out there and greet. Not near so. Because you know what the people are going to say? How did they have that person out there greeting us and she was nasty and she was rude and she ignored us? No, ma'am, and no, sir. Because that's a direct reflection on Pastor Allen. And y'all not gonna do that to my man. So that's all I got. Lord, I thank you because I ain't had but like 3 pages. But I thank you for dropping stuff. Dr. Smith, I appreciate you because you helped me today. So remember, you guys, say it, Rochelle, narrate so, not narrate. So remember, your bad mood is not an excuse for you to throw off on me and to be nasty to me. My bad mood. If I'm in a bad mood, I'm certainly not going to take it out on God's people sitting in that church. Oh, then sit in the office until church is over, until you can get yourself together. And trust me, he has told me that before. Because I don't want people to, no. So I'm gonna get off here because I went a little bit over. But if you guys think that this message can help anyone, especially your adult kids, all y'all on here that got these adult kids, pass this message to them about if they do this, then this happens. We don't care about your why because we already told you it was going to happen. I wasn't born 60. It took me a while to get here. And I made some mistakes along the way. I'm going to keep making mistakes. But if I can help you avoid the mistakes I made, the pitfalls I made, then that's what I'm going to try and do. If I can help you not get into some financial burden and your credit is bad as a kid because you don't think about your credit until you get ready to buy a house or a car, I'm going to try to help you. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to tell you what not to do, actually. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out here. And thank you for joining me. And you all have a blessed week, and I'll see you next Sunday.